same total lung capacity.
Okay, total.
It's the individual volumes that are going to vary.
So
Well, you don't change the total volume of your
Total volume
respiratory
stays the same.
bronchial tree, basically.
Definitions.
Increase, decrease.
When you exercise.
Yeah, exercising. Yeah.
What's the IRV? What's the definition? What's it mean?
The amount of
Inspiratory
volume
respiratory.
inhaling.
Right.
Normally?
Wait, what?
I was like, what? That wasn't right.
I was like, that doesn't sound right. Second thought. After I hit rewind, there took me a minute. Okay, so tidal volume changes, right? It increases because you're going to breathe in deeper, right, during exercise.
So,
But total lung capacity doesn't change, right? How much total air you're going to be able to take in.
IRV is what again?
She's not gonna ask you what it stands for.
I know.
I'll ask for the definition sometimes.
Yeah, she
so
won't
you have
ask
to
you what it
know.
stands for.
What does it do
Just
with
memorize.
But it helps.
Inspiratory reserve volume. So what does that mean?
I thought that was the amount of air you can inhale after a maximum.
No, normal.
Normal.
Inhalation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how much extra air you can inhale
After normal
you've already
inhalation.
Okay.
Decrease.
It should decrease because you're taking in more air, right? The tidal volume. So comparatively, you're going to have less room, right, for additional air.
Yeah.
So IRV should decrease.
What confused me was like based on the chart for inspiratory capacity. I got increases only because I think the ERV decreases.
The inspiratory capacity, the capacity shouldn't change.
It shouldn't change? Oh,
Right.
okay.
It works out because what happens to the TV? It increases, whereas the IRV decreases. So they're both going to go in the
So
same
it's-
the opposite direction. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
going to be
not-
the same
yeah.
overall inspiratory capacity. So IC, yes, that's how much total air, right, you can suck in.
So what about total lung capacity? That's the same.
Well, all of us, just think about it. All of a sudden, just because you're exercising, you're not going to change your total area, right, of sucking in.
You're not gonna
Just like
change-
you're not going to change your total lung
Right,
capacity.
either of those, right?
All the capacities you're not going to change.
Okay.
Okay.
The volume doesn't reach, I guess. Like,
No, because you can only hold so much.
Yes.
So
The functional
space-
reserve capacity. That's how much space is left.
all the capacities are
Yeah, all the capacities are no change, yes. All of them are a sum of some of the other volumes.
How you doing?
ERV, that's how much additional air you can exhale, right? After your normal exhalation.
So it's the final push.
So it's the final push. So if you're already breathing in more deeply
You're gonna
and
have to
exhaling more,
It's gonna-
how that should go down, right? As well. So capacities in general stay the same. Tidal volume is going to go up. That's why the IRV and ERV are going down.
Why does IRV go down?
Because that's how much air. So you're not going to understand unless you know the definitions, right? So the ERV is how much air that you exhale after the normal exhalation.
Final
So
push.
you're already pushing out more air because you're taking in more air because you're breathing more deeply. Okay? So you're going to have less air to be pushed out because you're already pushing more air out for that rest. And so because the tidal volume is changing, that's what changes the IRV and the ERV. But as far as the capacities go, those shouldn't change much. Okay? Because the TV and the IRV are going in opposite directions, the ERV and the TV are going in opposite directions. So therefore, the inspiratory capacity and the functional reserve capacity. What is that article on the blanket here? Functional residual. Functional residual capacity, not reserve. Residual. Like leftover. Yes.
The remainder.
Because TV and IRB are going in opposite directions, the inspiratory capacity, the sum of those two stays the same. Because TV and ERB are going in opposite directions, the functional reserve capacity, for the residual, I keep saying residual capacity is going to stay the same. Total lung capacity is going to stay the same too. So it's just the TV going up during exercise that makes the FR or the IRB and the ERB go down a little bit. But the totals, the capacities are going to stay the same.
Generally.
Yes.
I was wondering why this ratio.
So what do those stand for? What's FPC and what's FED? Those are the numbers that were spit out by the spirometers.
I know capacity. I know it's per second.
What's VC? Vital capacity. So this is just one way of measuring vital capacity. So you breathe in as deep as you could, right? And then you force as much out as you can. That's the forced vital capacity. How much total you can do. How much total air you can force out after the maximum inspiration or exhalation. Okay. FEV is how much of that forced vital capacity you can exhale in the first second. As long as your lungs are healthy,
Just that final
you should at least have 80% that ratio.
Okay.
So you should get out in that first second at least 80%. Okay. If you're not, so if you have emphysema,
I eat too much
it
candy.
makes it harder to exhale. So those individuals, it takes a longer time to exhale or force air out. But if they take their time, they can still get a little bit as far as
So,
the vital capacity changes is not as much, but they can still get more of that. They just need more time. It takes them longer to exhale. EM, we're going to talk about on Thursday. pH, Y, SE, or any kind of chronic kind of pulmonary disease.
COPD.
That's why it's important. Yeah, COPD. Yeah. Any kind of lung damage, and that could be asbestos, right? Exposure, smoking, yep, increases your COPD and your emphysema risk. We'll talk about that on
These
Thursday.
people should have less than 80%.
Those
Not
are
being
less than
handsome.
80%, yes, exactly. And their vital capacity is going to be lower in general, and they're not going to be able to exhale as much out.
So
in that
it's a
first
wrap.
second.
Like, does that
For me.